Happy 4th of July, guys. I hoping you're happy. Hoping you're happening. I hope you're having an awesome 4th of July. I'm enjoying my lovely cherry Coke Zero right now. Look, it looks like super like 1950s, you know. That's what I'm going for today. The all-American like old 1950s look. And then my most delicious thing. I really want to talk to you guys about these because I'm ridiculous and I love food. And these are the most delicious things in the world. I mean, that's a little bit over exaggerating, but these are really, really good. They're called like Choco Chunk Chewy Bites or something. And they're like brownie cake cookies, and they're so good, and they're like pretty like massive, like that big. And the thing that I like about them is they're like the perfect amount of chocolate, the perfect amount of sweet, the perfect amount of chewy, and the perfect amount of crunchy. And like I don't have a huge sweet tooth, so this like takes care of me for a good old long time, and it's fantastic. And you can get those at a Market Street. I don't know if Market Streets are just a Texas thing or if they're like, I think they have a couple outside of the States. I don't know. I'm not completely positive about that. Not outside the States, but outside Texas, like around the country. But if, you know, you live in Texas and you have a Market Street near you, or you don't live in Texas and you have a Market Street near you, whatever the case is, if you have a Market Street near you, go get these things because they're fantastic. Not the point of the video today, though. The point of the video today is my relationship series, episode 2. Every time I mention kind of me dating some guy or having guy friends or stuff like that, a lot of you typically, not a lot, I see a lot of you, like 50,000 of you, you know, no, like a couple of you will message me and ask me questions about just like how to talk to guys or how to tell if a guy likes you or how to start a relationship, things like that. And just recently, after I posted my last video, I got that same question again. So I decided to make the episode 2 on that, and I think it's actually a really good start for like the relationship kind of going in. So I'm going to give you advice, and not all of it I can say is completely 100% accurate. Like, I can't say, like, if he's doing these things, he automatically likes you. I can't honestly say that, because he may not. He may just be, like, a really nice guy, maybe just really flirtatious guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know. Like, I mean, I'm not fully sure. The best way to do is, like, talk to him about it. And that is the number one advice thing I can give you, is just be confrontive and be like, hey, dude, I like you. Do you like me? And I'm not that cheesy or weird. But basically, that's my bottom line. So, but first I'm going to tell you some reason, like some cues or hints that he may like you, but I would not take those for 100% he likes you, because honestly, like, I don't know your situations, I don't know what's going on with that, so, but I will try to give my best advice. First off, so cues that he could possibly like you would just be, I mean, we live in a day and age where we have so much technology and so much awesome, like just things that we can use, like, what is the word I'm trying to think of? Like, mediums, materials, things we use to communicate, whatever, devices, things like that we can use to communicate to one another outside of just seeing each other in school or wherever. So, probably the biggest thing is telling if someone likes you is, at least for me and in my past experiences, is they can be super flirty to you and they can be touching you and tickling you and stuff like that. But if they're focusing their attention mainly on you, and that being not only in school but outside of school or whenever you see them, typically that means like a hint they like you. Especially if there's someone who's like texting you all the time. Like, always for me, if someone has feelings for me and we like text, it's a non-stop communication flow, like morning through night kind of thing. Like, wake up in the morning, there's a text message from them. Go to sleep at night, there's a text message from them. Kind of like steady communication, like flow. Like, typically, if a guy's texting you non-stop, he probably likes you. There's no reason that he would just text a random girl that long. Like, that takes a lot of time. I mean, I know text messaging is like really fast, but it takes a big chunk of your day constantly texting someone. So if they're focusing that much attention on you, more than likely they probably have a crush on you. Also, like, if you guys have Skype dates pretty much, you know, like Skype dates regularly, or if he's like poking you on Facebook or sending you like chat messages or like writing on your wall all the time or commenting on your photos and be like, you're so beautiful or you're so pretty or whatever, like, I'm saying this all like so like cheesily, but I'm not trying to be mean or at all or anything like that. It just made me come out like that just because I'm thinking of like past experiences for me and it just makes me laugh. But more than likely, like if he's doing these things, he probably has some feelings for you because he's so focused on you and he's showing you in a like backwards way, like, hey, I like you, I'm focusing all my attention, I'm trying to like shout it out in a way like through this Facebook comment kind of thing, but without like putting himself completely on the line because he's scared that he's going to get rejected. So, you know, like tickling you at school, like flirting with you, constantly, you know, like that's typically like now we're in school ways. Sorry, we're vamped in school. If he's at school and he's like tickling you and talking to you and walking you to class or carrying your books, and granted, if he's not doing some of these things, that doesn't mean he doesn't like you, or that does mean he likes you. Whatever. Like I'm not, you know, like I'm saying like, oh my, he doesn't take my books, he doesn't like me. Like no, these are just some examples of like things that happened to me in my past of guys liked me or stuff like that. So yes, there we go. That's kind of my thing of like, hey, this could be a possibility kind of advice giving thing there. Secondly, what was it? Totally forgetting what I was going to say. Okay, to kind of, before I give you my third, like, big advice thing, to kind of make sure, like, compare and contrast this to how he's treating other girls. Like, if you're at school with him and he's spending time with you and he's tickling you and stuff like that, but then he goes off and hangs out with Stacy and is doing the same thing, he could just be like a really flirtatious guy. And so, more than likely, like that's probably what it is. He may have feelings for you, he may not, whatever. But you know, like just to compare and contrast, kind of like how he's treating other girls or other people around you. Like, he just may be really friendly or maybe really flirtatious. So I would definitely look about how he treats other girls. And I'm not saying, like, Facebook stalking. I'm not saying, like, super just, like, always watching him. But, like, you know, like, if you're around a group of people and, you know, he's tickling you, flirting with you, or, you know, like, whatever, but then he does the same thing with like 4 other girls, and he's probably just like a really flirtatious guy. So that's probably kind of like a hint in that direction, and he may not have feelings for you, but he still may. So I mean, it's kind of like give and take, kind of like, okay, well, he may not, kind of like, okay, what are you telling me, Sarah? So basically, my third and probably the best advice is just to talk to him about it. I know you guys are probably young, and I'm young, but I cannot tell you how many times being stuck in this stagnant situation of like, I don't know if he likes me, like he texts me a lot, and sometimes we hang out, and sometimes we talk on the phone, but I don't know, like he kind of talks to other girls, but he's not super flirtatious with them, but I just don't know, like it sucks, and we overanalyze, and that's just what girls do, we overanalyze the situation, and we're just like, I don't know what to do, and it's frustrating, and it kind of sucks, and it puts your heart in kind of like a vulnerable place. And so honestly, the best thing for you to do, to me, and even if you were young, even if you're like 14, you're like, oh, that seems kind of scary or ballsy or something like that, like, go up to him and be like, hey, dude, what's up? Like, I have feelings for you, and I just want to know if you have feelings for me too. Like, it just kind of seems like, you know, like you're talking to me a lot and kind of hitting it off, and I just want to know, like, I just, you know, like, are you sending me mixed signals? Like, I just don't know, like, do you like me? Do you not like me? I'm just kind of confused. I just kind of want to know where we stand. Like, I'm totally cool with being friends. You know, like, or if you like me, like, that's awesome too. I just kind of want to know. You know, maybe make it a little more polished or whatever. Maybe not as creepy and weird as I just made it. But, I mean, for one, like, without a doubt, like, more than likely, by doing this, the guy's probably, one, going to have more respect from you, because that takes a lot of courage to walk up to someone and be like, okay, like, I like you, you know, like, that's scary, you're putting your heart on the line right there. And two, like, even if he doesn't have those feelings for you, then, like, it's okay, like, you're moving forward in at least one, like, there's 2 directions you can move forward, and you're moving forward in at least one of them. Like, either you can move forward together and be like, okay, I like you, yeah, let's date or whatever, go out. Or you can go in the other direction and just be like, hey, I just want to be friends with you. And that's okay too. At least you're moving. You're not stuck in this, like, limbo of, like, I don't know if he likes me, but I don't want to move on because he may like me. And kind of like that whole, like, crazy mess up of the mind thing. So at least you're moving. And even if he does reject you and he says, no, I like you as a friend, like, yes, it's gonna hurt, but at least you're moving forward, and that's the best thing you can do. Plus, you got the balls to do it. Like, that's huge to be able to do that to someone, or talk to someone and say, hey, I like you. Like, that's a big deal, and you're learning, you took that first step. You can do it again, and do not shut yourself off. Like, if he does reject you, don't be like, oh, that was so stupid, I'm never gonna do that again, I'm never gonna open myself up to someone like that. Don't do that. Like, think of it as if, okay, like, that sucked, it kind of hurt, like, I did like that person, but he's not the one for me, and he's gonna go off and find the one for him, and I will find the one for myself. Like, we will move on and keep moving forward into the direction that we're supposed to be going in. Like, we obviously weren't supposed to have, like, a relationship. That's totally cool. I will move on and find the relationship that I'm supposed to be in. So, that's the best advice I can give to you, just dealing with all of that. I know that some of that's kind of, like, crazy and out there, but like I said, I've had so many past experiences of guys just being too scared to do it, because, I mean, nowadays I have guys who are just, like, honestly, like, hey, I have feelings for you, you know, like, they man up. But at this, like, probably where a lot of you guys are at, because I have a lot of younger viewers, they probably are scared. Like, they're young and they haven't had that, like, that much experience of being like, hey, I like you, and they don't want to get rejected. Like, they're guys, pride, they don't want to hurt. So, honestly, just being honest with them and saying, hey, I like you, like, it's going to take a lot of guts, but, like, it's so much more worth it to either figure out what you're gonna do, like, either we're gonna date or we're not gonna date, and it's just, like, stress reliever, you're not stuck in that limbo, and you can go, like, move on to another guy. Like, it's so much better. So, that is the advice that I have for you to do. I hope it helps you. For those of you who's asked me in the past, and for my subscriber who just asked me, I hope that helps. Tell me if it worked. Tell me how it ended up going, if you ended up doing it. So yeah, like I said, I'm not an expert on, like, relationship advice. I'm just giving you stuff that's worked for me in the past, and I hope it helps. I'm having, like, really intense deja vu right now. Sorry. And yeah, so we will move on with our relationship episode number 3 next time. So I will talk to you guys. Have a wonderful and happy July 4th, and eat a hot dog or a hamburger or popsicle or whatever on me. And those of you who don't celebrate July 4th, if you don't live in the States, then have a happy, wonderful Monday. Today's Monday, right? Yeah, today's Monday. Have a happy and wonderful Monday. Bye, guys.